class guy, like he was a legend in this club. I think that was not fair for Ruud, and to show respect to Ruud, I was really clear with him. He's doing his job, he's improving, he's playing in the youth teams, and that came into the team. I have to do to have the final word.
Just on that, there's obviously Tidak, Martin in the academy. Now, when Marcus came into the team, it's because a lot of strikers were either out on loan or injured. Is he remotely near the level where you'd consider bringing him into the first team squad?
No, he's doing his job, he's improving, he's playing in the youth teams, and we have also other players that can play in that position. Rasmus and Josh are there. We bought these two players, so we need to improve them, and then sometimes the confidence can change a player. We will see in the end of the season, but until then we have two strikers that can score goal. They proved in the past. Let's see if we can improve as a team to help them to score goals.
Just with the signings of Patrick and Aidan, how did that process work? Did Jason or someone else come to you and say, we're signing these players, or did you have a big input in that as well?
No, I have to, like I said in the first day, I have to, every player that came into the team, I have to do to have the final word. That was really clear in the beginning. It's also really clear, but we do it all together. So I don't point just the names. I define with Jason the profile, and then we have a scouting that makes the job, and that is the important thing, because everybody has to decide. It's not just one thing that the coach today decide one thing and then we change everything and then it's a completely different profile. We try to find the right players with the physicality for this league, young players, hungry players that sometimes we cannot spend a lot of money with players, so is that kind of profile that we look for, and Dorgu it has all that ability to play in this team, to improve. Aidan, the same thing. He's young, he's left-footed, he's center defender, so it's the right profile for us in the moment.
James,
Ruben, when you accepted the job, I think you asked initially, could I join next summer, but obviously the club wanted you now. You were always very clear that it was going to be a difficult season. Do you get the impression from upstairs that there is an awareness and an acceptance that it could get uglier and there could be more problems over the course of this season, but they know that this season is what it is and they've got to look beyond that? Do you really sense that the ownership fully understand that and you have that?
I feel more than me. What I'm trying to explain, that I think is a little bit more hard for me to cope with that than the board, because the board already know that, and I explain all the risks. Everything is happened, I explained to the board, and they said the same thing. We need to start now. We are doing that, but I understand that in this moment with a lot of loss, especially at home, the environment is really hard, but I feel the support of, if you are asking that, I feel the support of the board, and I'm not a slightest worry about that. It's just the pain of losing that is the hardest thing to cope.
And just on Luke Shaw, how far away is he actually from being in the squad now? You said there's a small...
Yeah, it's hard to give you a time, because he has a small issue different from the injury, then he has to stop, then we have to return a little bit to work the fitness, to be aware of the last injury, so it's a complicated moment to try to tell you a timeline. I don't want any pressure on the medical department, on Luke. We just need the players fit to help the team.
Dave.
In the opposite dugout tomorrow will be Ruben Nistelrooy, obviously in charge temporarily before you came. He said when his time came to an end as an interim coach, he wanted to be here in any capacity possible. You decided otherwise. How difficult was that conversation with Ruud, and why did you feel you had to move on without him and your own team?
Was not a difficult situation, because it was so clear for me. I just had to explain. I think it's really simple, and he understands. He's a man of football. He understands this situation. Then I have my team and my staff, and I could keep Ruud because it was a good thing for me, a popular thing to do. But then I will not put Ruud in front of my guys, no matter what. And then I had to put like a person like Ruud in the end of the hierarchy on my staff, and I think that was not fair for Ruud. And to show respect to Ruud, I was really clear with him, and I explained that I have my team. I will continue the same way, and I will not put a guy like Ruud, a legend of this club, in the end of the hierarchy in the staff. So it was the clear decision. It was really simple to explain, and he took it like a class guy, like it is.
Chris.
Obviously, since you've been here, you've had a lot of help from people at the club, Ruben. I mean, I'm assuming someone like Darren Fletcher's been very important to you, but do you not feel that having someone like Ruud who knows the fabric of the club, who knows the history of the club, would have been beneficial to have by your side during this time?
No, the most important thing to have as a coach is a staff that understands the way you want to play, the standards that you have. When I say standards, I'm not saying Ruud don't have this standard, but he was a legend in this club. He knows how to what it takes to win. But I prefer to work with a team that brought me here. It's clear that is important for me to understand my ideas, to explain the same thing to the players. So was that decision, and I'm really comfortable and confident that I know how to win, no matter the club. Of course, we are losing. In these moments, you need experienced guys, but I'm not lost or I feel a lack of something in the staff. We just need to improve as a team.
You said, I think about 2 weeks ago, that it was awkward for you that you know that the guy before you, Erik ten Hag, had a better record than you had during your time here. Is it equally a little bit awkward that the guy you're facing tomorrow has a better record as Man United manager this season?
No, it's not awkward, and I think it's normal. He knew the team. He worked with the team. I make some decisions that is really hard to sometimes create problems, friction in the team, everything in the schedule that you don't have time to train to know the person. So it's really hard because I'm a really proud guy, but I take this normally, and they were better than me in the training this team, so I'm trying to help them to see the game the way I see, to improve the performance and also the result.
Jim.
Hey Ruben. Unai Emery obviously signed Marcus Rashford on loan because he felt he could get him to score lots of goals and play very well. If that occurs, would it be fair for someone like me to wonder what that would say about you as a coach who was unable to get him on the pitch and perform well?
No, that is of course, you as a journalist or a fan can take this in the way that you want, and you can take whatever you want. What I say is that I couldn't put Marcus to see the way you're supposed to play football and to train the way I see it. And sometimes you have one player that is really good with one coach, and the same play with another coach is different. I just wish the best to Rashford and to Unai Emery, and they can connect, because he's a very, very good player.
So what happens if, say, you have, I don't know, 5 or 10 players who don't see it your way? Would you exile them as well? Because then suddenly you've only got half a squad to sort of pick from.
No, it was not the case. So let's focus on the case. The case was like some of the guys don't adapt the way I see football. The other guys adapt, and we are trying to build the team.
So he actually said to you, in essence, I don't agree with your ideas about football. That's kind of what the problem was.
You know, like me, that is not the way that occurs. It's something that you feel as a coach and as a player, so it's quite normal. It happened with a lot of coach, and the important thing is that I'm here saying that was my decision. Like against Entai and Antony, was my decision to do this loans and to keep some players even without any transfers. So I'm just here saying that was my decision.
Last question, Rob.
Can I ask you about how you're feeling about the situation personally? Because I know you walked into a difficult situation in Lisbon, but for the most part your coaching career has just gone up and up and up, and now you're in a very, very different situation with lots of problems to deal with. How are you finding that personally, is it as difficult for you as it looks to us on the outside?
Yeah, it's really hard. Just the way we are sometimes losing. I understand that we had a lot of games without training, but even then, in that context, I feel that we should do better. So, and when you are a coach, you want to win games, and then when you are a coach that feels all the time that feeling of winning and to cope with everything, when you have these problems, of course you have difficult moments. It is hard to sleep and whatever. But like I said, even in the one good thing that I learned in this moment is, even when in the good moments or the bad moments, my idea is so clear that I make the same decisions without any other concerns. I just want to help the team to win, and I know that we can change things. In the other side, I know that we need to survive in this moment, because in football, when you don't win, you have problems.
Do you ever doubt yourself ever? Yeah, I know you've been very clear with us about ideas.
No, that even when you are winning, you are always doubting yourself. That is a good thing. I'm always doubting myself about everything, even when I was winning all the games in Portugal. So it's the same situation. The part is to lose, to fail, you can say it, to fail to my players, not helping them, seem suffer every time, especially at home. So, but it's so clear for me what we need to do, what type of profiles we need, even if it's a left foot or a right foot in this position, what the characteristics. That is so clear for me that I will do the same until the last day. I will continue to take this job in the same way.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.